by any of the 4 yogas. But of course the Bible accepts it, for instance. That's an example of a conflict at the level of doctrine between different religions. Is rebirth true? Are we reborn? Orthodox Abrahamic religions say no. Hinduism and Buddhism say yes, right? So there's all sorts of conflicts. What does Vivekananda say about these doctrinal disputes across the world religions? He says doctrines are secondary details. Not that they're completely unimportant, but they're not the be-all, end-all. They belong to the non-essential side of religion. What's more, even if some religions are wrong about something, so look, the example of Christ, whether Christ died on the cross. One of those religions is wrong. Either Islam is wrong that Christ didn't die on the cross, or Christianity is wrong. Right? So there had to have been a historical fact of the matter. What Sri Ramakrishna and Swami Vivekananda say is, even the errors in a religion don't substantially detract from their ability to lead to the highest goal. That's the important thing. And Sri Ramakrishna used to use a wonderful example. He said, imagining that people, wear watches. He said, everybody thinks his or her own watch is right. My watch tells the exactly perfect time. And he says, but no watch tells the exactly correct time. But everybody's watch is good enough to get the job done. Even if you're off by a few seconds or a minute even, nobody's going to kill you for, It still gets the job done. You're able to get to where you need to go on time and this and that. That's the idea. In spite of its doctrinal mistakes, and every religion has some mistakes, it can still be an effective path to salvation or enlightenment, whatever you want to call it. So, to sum up very briefly, what is Vedanta according to Swami Vivekananda? What is this meta-religion of Vedanta? Let me just give 6. Of course, he gave the 4. I'm just going to unpack it a little more. So 6 things briefly. 1, the infinite divine reality is not only the impersonal, non-dual, pure consciousness of Advaita Vedanta, some schools of Buddhism, but also the personal God, which Sri Ramakrishna and Vivekananda used to call Shakti, which manifests in countless forms. Manifests as Kali, manifests as Christ, manifests as Krishna, and so on and so forth. Allah. Allah is not a form. He's formless but personal. But that too is an aspect of the same personal dimension of the divine. Second key tenet of Vedanta. The goal of life is to realize...
Be speaking here for the regular Sunday.
The body and the other elements of our being, like emotions, the lower mind, they do not respond to ideas. Unfortunately, they don't respond to ideas. Even the mind does not respond to ideas. For example, focus is great. I am convinced. But the mind is not focused. Why not? I'm convinced. The mind which is convinced. No, the intellect is convinced. That's one part of the mind. The other part of the mind is habitual. And that's a great key to how these things work. How does the mind work? How do emotions work? How does the body work? They operate on habit. Why do they operate on habit? Habit is inertia. Habit is generated by causes. And it's the effect of several causes in the past. And that's how the universe works.